Okay, so we're gonna break down this YouTube video. A video that promised something super technical, super dense. But what it actually delivered? Whoa! It was something else entirely. Something so out of left field that it went viral for, well, maybe all the wrong reasons, or maybe all the right ones.
You know, every video, every article, it all starts with a promise, right? It's usually right there in the title, and it totally sets up what we think we're about to see before we even hit play.
And this promise, it was 15 sorting algorithms in 6 minutes. Now, think about that. This isn't your usual vague clickbait. It's super specific. It's like a secret handshake for a certain crowd. Programmers, computer science students, data nerds. It's promising a ton of information, super fast and super efficient.
So when you read that title, your brain it kicks into gear, right? You immediately picture it, a fast-paced explanation of bubble sort, merge sort. Maybe you're seeing complex code flashing by on the screen. You're bracing yourself for this intense educational sprint, just pure information.
Okay, so we've got that expectation locked in our heads. So here's the big question. What does a 6-minute video about 15 complex algorithms actually sound like? Yeah, the answer. It's probably not what you're thinking. All right, let's just dive into the reality of it. Here's a little piece of the actual audio transcript from the video.
And there it is. That's what you hear. I mean, it's definitely not C++. It's not Python. You're not getting a calm voiceover explaining, how quicksort works. It's this. Just this string of sounds and words that seems to have absolutely nothing to do with the topic at hand.
So right off the bat, we can cross a few things off the list. This is not a technical lecture. It is not an algorithm tutorial. So that leaves us with this big mystery. What in the world are we listening to? And why is this audio playing over visuals of sorting algorithms?
Okay, let's try and figure this out. We gotta decode what's actually happening in the audio here. To do that, we really have to break down the language itself to see what the creator was going for.
So clue number 1 is the language. The script is Hindi, written in Devanagari. But here's the thing, even if you speak Hindi, this doesn't sound like a normal tutorial. The words are really simple, they're super repetitive, and there are a ton of exclamations. And once we start translating some of the most common words, things start to make a little more sense. You've got va and va, which both basically mean wow. Then you hear go and now. See? These are not words you use to explain complex code. These are words you use for feeling, for rhythm, for pure excitement. And that's it. That's the whole solution to the whole puzzle. The audio isn't supposed to be an explanation at all. It's a performance. It's this rhythmic, almost chant-like thing that's just synced up with the animations on screen. The goal isn't to teach you anything, it's to create a vibe. So, let's step back for a second and look at the big picture. What does this huge gap between the promise and the reality actually tell us about, anything? I mean, look at this side by side. On one hand, you've got the promise, a super fast technical computer science lesson. And on the other hand, the reality, this weird hypnotic chanting performance. And you have to realize that contrast, that wasn't an accident. That was the whole point. It's what makes you remember it.
There's actually a name for this in media studies, and it's called a pattern interrupt. It's brilliant, really. You click play and you're expecting the same old thing, a standard YouTube explainer. But instead, you get something so completely different, so jarring, that it just forces you to stop and pay attention. Your brain goes into overdrive trying to figure out what's going on. And boom, you're hooked.
So the real question is, did this bizarre strategy actually work? Well, the numbers kind of speak for themselves. Over 2.5 million views. For a topic as specific as sorting algorithms, that is just a massive success. It just goes to show you, sometimes shattering expectations is way more effective than just meeting them. And that leaves us with this one last, really interesting question to chew on. Think about it. The title perfectly describes the visuals, but it completely ignores the audio. So it makes you wonder, in this world of endless scrolling, what even is the content anymore? Is it the actual information, or is it the unforgettable experience of stumbling across something you absolutely did not see coming?